Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle, and you're listening to Snug Wrestling. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you.
How is everything? I know you're excited to talk about WrestleMania, bro. I mean, we just had like banger after banger, 5-star matches all around, right?
Maybe for night two. Night one was something else. Well, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, dude. Welcome back, man. You're officially a friend of the show. You're a returning guest. Only the brave ones come back to Snug Wrestling, dog. So
thank you for having me.
We're gonna
Last
have
time
to
was
hook you
great,
up with some merch or something, bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got to send you some Snug Wrestling merch now, bro. Now that you're a returning guest. But yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, all good. I was just saying, like, it's after the last time it was a lot of fun. So I was very excited, especially since we have, last time was more casual. Last time was just like, we're having a conversation about wrestling in general. But like now, WrestleMania, it's like, okay, we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, dude. And there was a lot of matches this year in WrestleMania too. There was like 13 matches for both days, which I believe was more than last year. So that was good. But I don't know if you saw this too, because I noticed that the matches felt really short this year.
That is one of my big critiques, actually. It's a bunch of things. It's because what happened was I watched night one live. So I was watching it on Netflix, and I found myself watching more commercials more than matches.
Mm-hmm.
I found myself seeing Hulk Hogan on screen more than some of the people that were wrestling on the card. It was weird. But then night two, because I wasn't watching live, I was watching on Netflix, and there were like no commercials. There were no ads. And that was a significantly better experience. Even though the matches, some of the matches were still short, but like it was definitely better because I didn't have to sit through Christ.
Yeah, dude. I feel your pain, man. I feel your pain because, I mean, if you're in Dubai, if you want to catch it live, you kind of have to be up until the ass crack of dawn, and then you stay up so late, and then it's just, you're like, you kind of get buyer's remorse at the end, right?
I was not pleased. I was so upset. I was watching it with a friend of mine, and he said that like he's not even going to watch night two because of how bad night one was. And I'm like, no, you gotta catch a few of them. He's like, no, I don't care. I'm done. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
and that's how you lose people, dog. That's how you.
Yeah, that's true. But it's still crazy that I'm sure the WWE sees all the backlash, all the heat that they're getting, the crowd reaction on the internet.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because people are still buying the tickets. People are still going out of their way to be at the shows. And I'm one of them. I'm guilty of that too. And I'm one of the ones that complains about it all the time. But as soon as I find out they're in my town, I'm there. Like, I'm not missing that show. It's kind of crazy,
miss it, bro. Like it's an experience, especially when we're talking about something as big as WrestleMania. I don't blame anyone for going, even if like the people that could, I don't blame them for going. But at the same time, like at some point we have to sit down. Oh, I guess you guys, I don't know. You guys, those of you that can actually go to the shows, you need to like vote with your wallets, dog, because this is ridiculous. That's another thing too. The showing, like they showed like two on both cards. I noticed that they showed two matches, and then after the second match, they're like, "Oh, go over to ESPN for the unlimited experience." And I'm like, you are actively telling people to go somewhere else to watch WrestleMania? Like any other pay-per-view, I'll be like, yeah, okay, sure, I guess. But WrestleMania? I was like, nah, that felt off to me. That felt really off to me.
Damn, even so they played that commercial even for the people on Netflix who are international that don't need to be on ESPN.
Yeah, because even if they didn't play the commercial, commentator Michael Cole usually said it as well. Mm-hmm. So even if, like, for me, I was like, why would I need to go to ESPN? I'm not in America. But he said, so he's like, for those of you who are outside of America, you can just continue on Netflix. And I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. This is a homegrown, like, WWE is almost entirely US. And y'all can't even, like, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's crazy. At first I was just watching it on the Netflix because I got a VPN because I didn't want to pay for the ESPN. But then the VPN quality was so shit that I ended up getting the ESPN app anyway. And now I'm paying the $30 a month or whatever it is.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
not okay. Sheesh.
Yeah. I was actually at Monday Night Raw. It was the Raw before WrestleMania. I paid $300 for my ticket. They were okay seats. They were pretty decent seats, but yeah, man, at the end of the day, it was fun, but I didn't really feel like, okay, this was a good go home show, for a show before WrestleMania. And then I wonder, like, how the people that went to Mania felt after all of that, because that is not cheap. Going to a WrestleMania in Vegas, it is brutal, bro, on your wallet at least.
Especially and that's not all you have to keep in mind too. You also have to keep in mind the overall experience, because you're talking Allegiant Stadium, you're talking 50,000 people. When you're ready to dip, when everybody's time is ready to go, like all 50,000 of you are leaving at the same time. The bathroom is probably a line long, concessions are probably a line long, drinks are probably a line long.
Yeah. I mean, I went last year, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I was a little sippy, But I remember it was pretty fun leaving the arena and just seeing all the chaos and the fans. Like, it wasn't that bad, but
also, to be fair, like last year WrestleMania, like you leave, sorry to cut you off. Last year WrestleMania was pretty solid, all things considered. So like you have that additional like high of like, I just watched something really good. So like, even if the situation was shit, you wouldn't feel it as much, because you're like, yeah, I got my money's worth just for seeing that match live.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I felt like that last year. But it was kind of hard to watch the show and pay attention because we got seats, but we were way at the top.
Nosebleeds.
Yeah, so we kind of had to watch the match through the Titantron for the most part, because you can't really see from all the way up there. You can't really see. So that was kind of hard to focus and pay attention on what was happening, but yeah, man, that's just me. All right, you ready to get into these matches, Dayo, or what?
Oh my god. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, let's get started with night one, because we did have a lot of title changes, a lot of unexpected things go down. Let's start off with, the fact that John Cena was the host of this thing. He showed up in a suit and tie. Corporate John Cena is what some people were calling him. How did you feel about seeing John Cena in this role, especially after just retiring not that long ago?
I don't. Man, it was weird. It was really weird. No, I wouldn't say it was bad. It was just, I wasn't prepared for that kind of whiplash. You know what I mean? Like, we just had him in the ring a few months ago.
Yeah.
And he was champion a few months ago. So for him to now come out in his suit, and it sounds like John Cena, he's making all the Cena like quips, but you can tell that like they put him on a leash. I feel like they really put him on a leash. But I mean, for what he, and that's kind of the theme for the whole night, for what he was given, for what he had to do, he knocked it out the park. But I could definitely tell that there was something there that it didn't feel very John Cena, or it felt like John Cena but toned down, I guess is the way I would describe it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a good way of putting it, man. He didn't do his usual shtick where he runs down the ramp and all that. It was a nice pop, I guess. Good on the fans, but yeah, it was just weird to see Cena in this new, I don't know, this new picture of him it just felt like old Cena. Like this is an old retired Cena,
Yeah, you're right.
Very weird, but cool to see John Cena. And then we can't talk about WrestleMania without talking about the celebrities, Dayo. IShowSpeed was in the opening match in the 6-man tag versus LA Knight and the Usos. What did you think about IShowSpeed performance here? Did you think he looked good? Did you think he fit? Or did you feel underwhelmed by his appearance here?
Here's I didn't mind it. I think what I said was, what did I say? I said it was inoffensive. It's his first match. He hasn't trained as much as like a Logan Paul did for his first match. Or at least it didn't feel like he did. One thing that I did notice though is I can't remember when, but at some point during the match, I was like, no, he could rock this and he could be like a cruiserweight because he doesn't look anywhere near as jacked as the rest of the people around him. But he could definitely pull off like cruiserweight. Like I could see him, like if 205 Live was still a thing, he could definitely hang. I think so. But even if 205 wasn't a thing, like I think he could. It's just like he would need to put on. I think he would need to put on a bit more pounds, unless they go like the underdog angle. But yeah, he's naturally athletic anyway, so like he didn't look out of place. It just you could tell that like a few of the moves were a bit sloppy. They had to do a bit more choreography around him. To make up for some of the things that he dropped. But I think, like I said, it was inoffensive. It's his first match, WrestleMania as well. Like he's used to streaming behind, a camera. So to have 50,000 people screaming when he's doing things that he's never done before. I mean, credit to him. He hung. And that I think his I guess dive frog splash on Logan Paul, I think to the credit of night one, or it says what it says about night one, but I think that was one of the moments for night one. I think there were only like 3 moments for night one in the first place, but I think that was definitely one of them.
I can see IShowSpeed fitting really well in the speed tournament thing that they do down on NXT.
Fair. I mean, it's right there. His name is Speed. So,
it fits perfect. Yeah,
it fits perfectly.
I thought IShowSpeed was gonna freaking fall and break his neck when he tried to hit the C on the fucking top turnbuckle. I'm like, what are you doing? Do not jump, bro.
I was worried, but he was there with veterans too, so I'm not like, yeah. They're not gonna let him spill and break his neck. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, thankfully. No, that was cool. I thought it was a cool way to start off Mania, and I think the right team won too. LA Knight actually got a win at a WrestleMania. Holy shit!
Yeah, right. 2026. Who would have thought?
Took him a few years, but
had to do with the Usos and against IShowSpeed, but he did it. He did it. They need to do something with that dude, bro. I can't.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they might now. I don't know if you caught Raw last night, but
no,
he was he was out there confronting Gunther, talking about the World Heavyweight Championship, so I think that's a good sign.
Okay. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
That's tough though. I haven't watched Raw, but like, dude, putting him against Gunther after Gunther, okay, that's a choice.
Yeah, it is, and if you think about it, Roman is the new World Heavyweight Champion on Raw now, so that would be what, LA Knight versus Roman potentially. What are the odds?
That'll be solid.
Yeah. All right, Dayo, I know you're a big AEW fan, and AEW is known for their crazy hardcore matches that they do, the Texas Death Match, but how did you feel about this unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre?
See, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to call that out. Okay, so
Sorry, bro.
It's okay. So I might be AEW pilled. But that was well, how did I describe it? I said that was the tamest unsanctioned match I've ever seen. Now again, like you said, I'm used to AEW. They're doing all sorts of stuff over there. It's usually somewhere between the lines of like chaotic and just fine. This was pretty tame. And it was pretty short too, which doesn't help that kind of situation. And this is something that, like, as I was watching it, I realized it is the main event of night 2 with Roman and CM Punk. There were a lot of matches that should have been like that, but weren't. And that unsanctioned match is one of them. That being said, I'm okay with Fatu winning, but I don't know what we're doing with Drew. I don't know what we're doing with. He hasn't, like, apart from that one time where he won like the championship, he hasn't had like a consistent string of like victory. They book him like he's supposed to be, like he's a jobber, and I'm confused.
Yeah.
But overall, like, yeah, the match was fine. It got the point across. I'm okay with it.
I don't
the
think
toolbox thing was a good callback.
The what?
The toolbox thing was a good callback.
Oh, it was, huh? I didn't even think about that for when the Hell in a Cell match thing.
Yeah,
versus...
yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Damn, I missed that one. But yeah, you're right, Dayo. I don't think they're doing anything with Drew McIntyre. I'm pretty sure he's like going to take some time off to go film a movie or something like that, which I think is one of the reasons why Jacob Fatu went over in this match, if I'm not mistaken.
If that's the case, I'm all for it. But still, though, they should have destroyed each other, bro.
Yeah, that's what I think most people were expecting, especially because of the lead up and everything that these two have gone through, from Drew McIntyre being the one that took out Jacob Fatu, breaking his teeth and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then falling from the building. And yeah, I guess people were just expecting more.
The main events had more color than the unsanctioned match, which is insane because neither of those two matches were even no DQ, talk less of unsanctioned. Also, I don't know if the unsanctioned match going so early was a good idea. I'm a little confused. I thought it would be like in the middle as like a palate cleanser after maybe the women's match, but hey, I mean, it's happened. Nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked by that too. Pretty shocked by it. But Jacob Fatu won, so congrats to good old Jacob Fatu. That's his second win of WrestleMania in a row. He won last year. I think that's when he became a United States champion. Who did he beat for that? I don't remember.
Was it Solo?
Oh no, it was LA Knight, I think.
LA Knight, okay,
yeah. Were you ever a Paige fan at all back in the day?
Not really. No, not really. I think I was more AJ Lee than Paige.
Did it pain you? Did it hurt you to see Paige leave AEW and go back to the Fed?
No, because in AEW she was Saraya, so that's fine by me. That's fine. That's fine by me. I'm not precious about it. But also, she's been off TV for a while in AEW, so I mean, it is what it is. But it was nice, like getting her back in WWE. That pop was a solid pop. I don't know if she was supposed to win when you have people like Bayley, but okay, sure, WrestleMania moment, I guess. Yeah, it was good to see Paige back.
If you live on the internet as much, look, I did the gimmick. If I live, and that was no pun intended, I'm on the internet all the time, Dayo, so I was spoiled with the reports that Paige was going to show up at WrestleMania, and I was so upset because I'm like, that would have been such a great moment to, as a surprise. Paige returns after 8 years or whatever it was. But Did you know that this was going to happen beforehand already?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I'm not on the internet as much, but even I saw it. So I was like, oh, okay. So by the time they were like, oh, Nikki Bella is injured, I'm like, okay, so they're bringing in Paige.
Mm-hmm.
So like when she showed up, I'm like, okay, well, okay, great. That's the second thing that like the internet kind of spoiled for me. The other thing was, I guess not the internet, but like WWE in general, Demon Finn Balor. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. That was. Imagine if no one knew. Imagine if no one anyway.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, and yeah, you already mentioned the fact that Paige showed up and she kind of just won the damn thing. You know, she's been here for like a cup of coffee and she wins the titles already. Cool. Nice WrestleMania moment, but this just kind of told me like I think the Bellas were supposed to win this from the beginning, right?
That's hard to say. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say because I mean you could go many different. I think at the core of the situation is they wanted to get the belts off of Nia and Lash, but they didn't know how to get it done, which makes sense because you can't book that tag team to be so strong, so dominant, and then just randomly have somebody, you know, walk up in there and beat them. Mm-hmm. So cool. I just don't know. Again, I don't know if Paige winning was the right choice. I don't, because Paige is a stand-in for Nikki Bella. When Nikki Bella gets better, is Paige just supposed to relinquish the title? I don't. If it's I get the feeling like WWE is going to do that thing that they always do, where like somebody stands in for the title, and then the person that they're standing in for gets upset, and now we have a feud. And if that's the case, I don't want to see it. I don't need to see that. I don't need to see that. You could have just brought her in on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown and just not done that. Like it's fun. Like if Nikki Bella is legitimately, I don't know if she's legitimately injured, but if she's legitimately injured, just take that tag team out of the equation, bring in Paige as a singles wrestler, clear slate. But
yeah, it's definitely messy. It's definitely messy from the beginning because before Brie Bella came back, Nikki Bella was a heel. Brie comes back. Is she a babyface now? That wasn't addressed, but they're getting cheered now. And then Paige gets thrown in the mix. Now they're really babyfacing. But then it's like Nikki Bella is the one that she's most likely gonna, I don't know, try to turn on Paige. And is she gonna, you know, turn heel? And then, but she was already heel before. It was just
they
very
did the same
confusing.
Thing with Becky, Trish, and Lita as well. And I'm like, we've seen this before, guys. Can we not? Can we not?
Yeah.
But okay. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe this time she'll just like relinquish without, you know, without it turning into a whole feud.
Yeah.
She could. Because I think they're looking to pull the trigger on Paige versus AJ Lee as well. So we'll see how that turns out. But like, yeah, I don't.
Damn, perfect segue for the setup there, Dayo.
Thank you.
Because we got a new women's intercontinental champion. Becky Lynch defeated AJ Lee. And if I'm being honest, bro, this is probably one of my favorite matches of the night.
Really?
Yeah. Because they added the Jessica Carr, who she has a lot of involvement in this match. It kind of reminded me of like old Earl Hebner vibes.
Fair. I see. Okay. Yeah, okay. If we're going in that route, then I see what you mean, yeah.
But how did you feel about AJ Lee losing the Women's Intercontinental Championship?
I didn't mind AJ losing. Just that match I think that match was one of the biggest ones where I was like, how is this over already? You know what I mean? Like, for as big as a feud that this is supposed to be, this match is over in seconds. And it's just like, that left a really bad taste in my mouth. Because, like, I was writing my notes because I knew we were going to do this. I forgot that Becky and AJ wrestled. Like, legitimately. At the end, I forgot that they wrestled. Because I think the match lasted less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And the highlight of that entire thing was that Becky and the ref got into it for a little bit. And I'm just like, why? We could have had a proper normal match and still had that angle in there, but then we didn't. And then I don't know. Questionable decision, man. Questionable. I don't mind Becky winning. I just wish the match had a bit more time to breathe. I wish they really went into it. But hey, also, can we talk about how up until Seth, we didn't have any like spectacle in terms of like entrances. The closest thing to spectacle that we got was like Becky's entrance, where she had like a band playing her song, and then AJ with the little munchkins. Where's the WrestleMania spectacle, dog? Where's my grand entrances? Where's my special effects, my guest appearances? Where's all that stuff to make it feel like a WrestleMania? Where? We had the big giant stadium, we had the 50,000 people, but we didn't have any fanfare, no posturing, no grandeur, except for Cody Rhodes, which anyway.
No, you're
that's
right, dude. That's gonna make a great clip. No, you're right, dude. I was actually texting one of my cousins who he watches every now and then. He watches like the big shows, the PLEs, the Rumbles, the Mania, stuff like that. And that's one of the things he asked me. He's like, "Where are all the cool entrances?" And I'm like, "Damn, that's a good point." Yeah. Yeah, man. Times are changing, Dayo. What can I say, bro?
That was tough.
Yeah,
man. That was painful, man. Like that's one of the things that you watch WrestleMania for. You watch WrestleMania to see how they're going to flip the entrance on their head, how they're going to do this grand big thing. Yeah. Triple H came out as the Terminator, dog. Like, come on.
Yeah. No, you're right, dude. And you would think with all the time that they put in with like the production and like the pyros and the stages, like they would up it up a little bit too with the entrances, but
nada.
Nah, man.
Nada.
Yeah, I mean Penta. We'll talk about Penta later, but he came out with like some type of what was it? Was it like a Street Fighter homage or something like that?
That was Mortal Kombat. He was Shao Kahn.
There you go.
He looked like Shao Kahn. I don't know if he actually was.
Yeah, I thought he was the Shredder from Ninja Turtles, but yeah, you could be right.
That could have worked too, yeah.
Yeah, but it was just, that was pretty much it. And then the Cody entrance, which I actually really like that, but we'll get into that later on.
Oh, I have so much to say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So this impromptu match, Dayo, that we got between Gunther and Seth Rollins that was just put together very last minute. Did you notice that, surprisingly, I think this match was the match that the crowd was more into the entire night. They were more alive for it. They popped more for it. And it was one of the matches that didn't really have a whole lot of, I guess, meat on the bone when it comes to storytelling, right?
Yep. I was one of them. I was one of them. And it's so interesting how that works. You can have a shit story. You can have like a bare bones story. You can say this person stepped on my shoes, and that's whatever. But if the wrestling is solid, I don't care if it makes the story better, because it's like they're fighting because he stepped on his shoes.
Yeah.
But like they're going to war because he stepped on his shoes. You know what I mean? So I think everybody already knew that Gunther and Seth was going to be essentially match of the night. And so I'm not surprised like the crowd was behind them more than other matches. And like I think Gunther, in terms of entrances, Gunther already has that spectacle anyway. His entrance is very regal, very put together. But Seth coming out with the contact lenses and the smoky vest, it really added to the quality of the match. Like you don't think it doesn't feel like these things matter, but like when you put it all together in terms of representation, that really goes a very long way. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised that the crowd was behind that match more than anything else, honestly.
Yeah.
Now we talk about, how it ended. Yep, that was a thing that happened. I don't hate it. But at the same time, we were having a really good match, and kind of wish it ended differently. But I guess for the story, it's fine.
Yeah, dog. Braun Breaker pulled up. He's back from injury, and he helped Gunther get the win over good old Seth Rollins. So we're picking back up where we left off when it comes to Seth Rollins and the Vision. We saw some of that last night on Monday Night Raw too. But...
Okay, they continued on Raw?
Yeah, they beat the crap out of each other last night, Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins on Raw.
Okay.
Fucking Seth Rollins cracked Braun Breaker with the steel chair in the back of the head.
Oof.
And busted his shit wide open. It was unintentional. He was supposed to hit him in the back, but he missed and got him like right in the back of the head. It was pretty gross.
Well, then I guess I'm watching Raw. I guess I'm watching Raw. I mean,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it sucks to say, but when shit like this happens, it does add more to the story, like the whole head bump thing that happened with Liv, yeah,
Roxanne.
They add, it became a part of the story. So I'm thinking maybe Braun Breaker is like, oh, I'm gonna get you back for what you did to me on Monday.
I hope they do. I hope they lean into that. I hope they really do, because I don't think I think it's the feud is going fine, but I think stuff like that would really add to it. Like if you're talking about like turning it up another level, that's the kind of thing that would do it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm excited for that. I'm glad Braun Breaker is back, because I think that was the match that we were supposed to see at this year's Mania was Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins, but we didn't get it now, did we?
But also, I don't know if I want to see Braun Breaker versus Seth, honestly.
No?
Like, style-wise, because I feel like Seth is always fighting these powerhouse folk, and he doesn't get to fight like technical or high flyers or stuff like that. But I mean, he's Seth Rollins. Like, he's gonna get a good match out of him regardless. But I just kind of I would like to see a bit more variety. That's all. But yeah, maybe I'm just nitpicking. But yeah.
Well, I know what we can't nitpick on this, Dayo. There's no way you can hate on Liv Morgan's new music video entrance. I was just like gigging all day. I know you were too, Dayo. Don't lie, Dayo. Don't lie, Dayo.
Okay, so couple things. God. Okay, let's go top down in terms of the entire situation. So a few days ago, I want to say, they released the music video on Twitter, on YouTube, etc., etc., etc. And I saw it, and I was like, okay. I was under the impression that she had some time off and she filmed that music video just for the sake of filming that music video and, diving into the music aspect of life in general. So imagine my surprise when, keep in mind, I didn't finish that video, by the way. I got like halfway through and I'm like, okay, got it, cool. I'm out. So imagine my surprise when it's 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, and it turns out that is, in fact, her new theme song. And not only that, but she has an entire dance routine for that theme song. I think she was paying homage to Britney Spears with her outfit. that was a choice. that was a choice. I'm happy that she got the I guess the spotlight for that situation. But all I could really think about, I didn't care about the entrance at all. The thing that really crossed my mind was, dog, this is Liv Morgan. Like, this is the same chick that was cosplaying Harley Quinn in the Riot Squad a few years ago. And now she's doing her own music. She's in the title picture. Like, shout out to her, dog. Shout out to her. That being said, I never want to see that entrance again.
Well, that took a left turn I wasn't expecting.
I'm being honest. Also, since we're on the subject of entrances, again, I'm sorry that I'm talking about entrances so much, but like there was nothing else on night one to talk about. I don't know why they changed Stephanie's song and then just left it as this generic thing. They changed it a while ago, and I was like, that's weird. I thought for sure that like WrestleMania they'll bring back the original one, and then they didn't. And then I think somebody please fact check me. I don't know if this is true, but I think Liv's entrance and Stephanie's entrance was about the same amount of time as the match itself. Maybe I'm tripping. I could be tripping, but it felt like I watched the entrances. I started watching the match, and then the match was over.
Yeah.
That's not. And then the highlight for that match, as far as I'm concerned, wasn't even the wrestling. It was Roxanne and Raquel showing up. And I'm just like, really? For as big as a feud this was, I thought they would get more time. Yeah. I thought they would go a bit harder before the shenanigans. But they didn't. And then Liv just won. And I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
I don't have an issue with Liv winning. It's just the way in which she won was just like, why were they rushing them?
That's a good question, man. I mean, you would think because it's a PLE, they're on Netflix, they can go as long as they want. But yeah, this match was really short. And especially the way that Stephanie Vaquer has been built up, you know, she's been winning a lot, overcoming all these odds in her matches. I mean, she's had some type of winning streak of some sort. And then Liv Morgan shows up and like beats her in like under 8 minutes or something crazy like that. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. But from the beginning, when I saw Liv Morgan do the entrance and she did her own, you know, music, you know, the whole shebang, I'm like, okay, well, I think it's clear who's going over here. Right? Yeah. I think it's clear that Liv Morgan is the girl that is gonna win tonight, right?
Yeah. Which sucks.
You were hoping for Stephanie?
Not even that I was rooting for Stephanie. I just wanted to. That was one of the feuds that I was like, okay, no, this one they're going to go hard. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Stephanie has had a really like long match or like a long like proper like knockdown drag out type match in a while. Anyway. Liv hasn't for sure. So I thought like this feud with all of the back and forth, definitely they would have one of those. And they just didn't. And I was just like, okay, sure, I guess.
For real, dude. But we got a new women's champion. We didn't get Dayo. We didn't get a new undisputed champion. Randy was not able to do it of getting number 15 in the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in Randy's corner. Jelly Roll showed up too at some point here. What were your overall thoughts on this one? I know you got a lot to say about this one, Dayo.
I have so much to say. So let me let me just take a step back from this match for a second, right? Liv and Stephanie do their thing. I'm sitting there wondering to myself, why was that match so short? They go into commercial. While they're in commercial, there's the Hulk Hogan snippets that we've been seeing all night. Some point in that snippet, we have Cody Rhodes. At some point, I didn't remember if it was the exact one, but we have Cody Rhodes talking about Hulk Hogan. And I find that really funny. Because Cody Rhodes and Hulk Hogan are... Anyway. Then, after that, we have a Wheatley vodka commercial, which is Cody Rhodes. Again, I'm like, that's okay, I guess. That's fine. We go to the match. Cody Rhodes is the only person in that entire night one who got a proper WrestleMania package. It is what it is. I'm fine. It's cool. Cody Rhodes comes out and he's wearing that the skull helmet thing, which the first time he wore it, I thought it was pretty cool. Now I hate it. No problem. You know, it's all good. It's all fine. The thing that broke me and put me in the foulest of moods before the match even started is the fact that Cody Rhodes gets all of these things back to back. And on top of all of that, he is literally in all gold. He is the literal golden boy of the fucking company. The only one that gets, oh, no. I try to be nuanced. I try to be balanced. I try not to be, a hater. I hate Cody Rhodes. I hate Cody Rhodes. Keep in mind, again, this is like 5 a.m. So I'm putting all of these things together in my head mentally. And I'm like, I remember I posted on Instagram. I'm like, okay, he's about to come out. And he's going to wear that dumbass helmet. And he wears the helmet. That was one. Two, he's literally all gold. I was like, this. You can't script this shit any better. Fine. Whatever. They have the match. Jelly Roll, Pat McAfee, they do the thing. I'm like, yes. I think you and I discussed it the last time we spoke, and I was like, that's probably gonna. I think I said so. That's probably what's gonna happen. Where Jelly Roll is gonna neutralize Pat McAfee. It happened. I'm like, hold on. They're cooking. Match starts. Randy is selling his back injury. I didn't know that he had a back injury. It was one of my friends that told me that he has a back injury, so he's probably going to lose. I was like, shut up. I don't want to hear that. He's selling the back injury. Commentary is selling the back injury. I'm like, he's about to lose. Cody is being particularly aggressive for this match in a way that I haven't seen him in a while. I'm like, hold on. He's not supposed to be doing that. That's not quarterback behavior. That's not golden boy behavior. What's going on over here? And then, like halfway through the match, I realized the crowd has gone quiet because Cody is dominating this match. Commentary is putting him over like he's doing like he's spawn of the devil. And I'm like, there's no way they're doing this. I tell my friend, they're doing a double turn. He's like, they're not doing a double turn. I'm like, what? Look at all this stuff, bro. Look at all these things. They're doing a double turn. He's like, they're not doing a double turn. 5 minutes later, he's like, they're doing a double turn. I'm like, they're doing a double turn. So, imagine my disappointment when they don't do a double turn. And instead, for whatever reason, they bring out Pat McAfee. I wouldn't mind if they brought up Pat McAfee. Orton wins because Pat McAfee, and then Triple H or whoever comes out is like, there's no way we're doing that. Pat McAfee isn't a referee. Stop that nonsense. They restart the match. Cody hits a crossroads. Match is over. I wouldn't mind. But they didn't do that. They set up everything for a WrestleMania moment that would go down in history for so many different reasons. If Gunther and Seth wasn't on that card, I think in terms of psychology, in terms of like wrestling, in terms of like the story being told, that would have been match of the night. And then they just dropped the ball at the end. I've been watching wrestling for a good amount of time. I have never been so disappointed, heartbroken, pissed off. I was invested, brother. I was like, no. Because I've been on record saying that like Cody Rhodes needs to turn heel ASAP. Mm-hmm. I'm sick and tired of this whole the best ever. No, I'm sick of it. I want to see Cody Rhodes go heel. And they had it set up to where he could have gone heel in a believable way, in a sensible way, in a way that makes sense with the story that was being told. And they didn't. And I'm thinking to myself, I sat there because at that point it was like 6 a.m. And I'm saying to myself, like, what possible reason would they have to not do this? More importantly, if they were not going to do this from the beginning, why'd they set the match up like that? Why'd they put all these things in place to do that? And it's like, it's a swerve. Okay, but that's a dumb fucking swerve. People are chanting for your heel. Randy's your heel. People are chanting for your heel. And you... I'd take a second after that. That was one of the situations where like buyer's remorse doesn't even begin to cover it. Because on God, I was like, there's no, like, they haven't done a double turn in forever. If they're going to do a double turn for anybody, Cody's the smartest person to do it with. You get like an extra 6 to 7 months off of Cody if he does a double turn and becomes a heel at WrestleMania at the expense of Randy Orton.
Then when do you do it? You know? If not here, then
backlash.
when?
People said Backlash. And I was like, or SummerSlam. I'm like, there's no way they're doing that. That's trash.
I don't think they're going to do it at all.
I don't think they're going to do it at all.
Right.
I don't think so. They had the chance to do it. It was perfect. It was set up nice. They didn't do it. So in terms of Cody Rhodes, I'm checked out. I don't care anymore. Like, honestly, like I'm sure he's like Cody Rhodes, the person. I'm sure he's fantastic. I'm sure he's salt of the earth, the greatest guy in the world. Cody Rhodes, the character, I'm checked out. I don't care. I do not care.
I'm pretty sure the people in the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas were booing.
Yeah. And then they did that whole thing at the end where like Randy punts him. That was cathartic. I'll tell you what, that felt good. But it doesn't erase the fact that, like,
yeah, a lot of people were not happy with this outcome, and it kind of makes me wonder if the people are going to keep turning on Cody, or maybe not, because the WWE still claims like, well, it's mostly the IWC that doesn't like Cody, but the fans in the arena are always doing the woes and buying the merch, and even though we don't really see it, the WWE claims the fans love Cody, and they're going to continue to push Cody if that's really the case. I think
that's the thing that never made sense to me, right? If the IWC hates a character, have they ever tried listening to the IWC just one time, seeing how that goes? Because as a Roman Reigns fan, I remember suffering succotash. I was in the trenches. And so when he turned heel, and I was like, Yes. I don't understand how you see that situation and you don't think, let's do something like that again. Roman Reigns was champion for 4 years, dog. 4 years. And yeah, there was a story behind him, but he was 4 years. And it's because of those 4 years that now he's the OTC. It's because of those 4 years that now he's fresh as a face. When they booed this man out of the arena, anyway.
Oh, bro, you gotta watch Raw, dog. Some crazy shit happened with Roman.
I'm going to.
You want me to tell you? I'm not gonna spoil it for you.
Doesn't
You
involve
just gotta watch it.
Doesn't involve Femi.
No.
Okay, good. That's fine. Okay.
No.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it after this.
All right, cool. But yeah, that was WrestleMania Night 1. Let's talk about WrestleMania Night 2. But for the sake of time, let's talk about the major points of WrestleMania Night 2, if it's all right with you, Dayo.
Yeah, ssure.
We got to talk about Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar because you're Nigerian, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I am.
Obafemi won. That must have been a great moment for you, right?
He did. Yes. I'm very happy. As a matter of fact, I'm so happy that eventually when he dethrones Roman Reigns, I will have no problem calling him the tribal chief. You understand me? Yes. That was good. Shout out to Brock. Shout out to Brock. Brock really did his thing on that one. He made him look fantastic, and then he retired immediately after. Oh, man. That's how you open a fucking WrestleMania. That's how you open it. You put over that new guy who's definitely going to be a problem for everybody else in the locker room, and you're just like, okay, our work here is done. You know what I mean? That was crazy.
Lovely.
That was crazy. And I was thinking about it. He's been there for so long, man.
Yeah. It was lovely from top to bottom because this wasn't your typical Brock Lesnar 2-3 minute match. Show up, suplex city, bitch. 1, 2, 3, and let's go.
Yeah, there was a bit of back and forth. Man. It's so well. Anyway, I love that entire thing where like Femi sent him outside, and commentators are putting that entire situation over. Like, yeah, that's what Brock Lesnar needs to do in order to beat someone that's matching him, and it made perfect sense. So you had that through line of like, okay, inside the ring, Femi's gonna beat him. Outside the ring, Lesnar has a chance. They were outside. Lesnar did what he could outside, threw him back inside the ring, and then Femi just recaptured it again. It was so good. It was so good. And then he retired after, and it's like, man.
But did he though? Do you think he actually did retire, or do you think he's got to come back to officially retire now?
I think he's going to be off TV for a very long time. I think they're going to bring him back for maybe a pay-per-view spot here or there, like how they were doing for Cena when he was just like a fan in the stands, for example. Like, he's going to be there. I just don't think he's wrestling anymore. He might hit like the Miz with an F5 or some shit, but I don't think he's wrestling anymore. And if he is still wrestling, then I got worked. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, same, bro. Yeah, even Kofi Kingston tweeted after this match, and he was like, "Finally, we got revenge," or something like that. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah. Cody's an ass, but I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Ladder match was
dude. It was really glad to see Obafemi get the win and being put over. He's huge star now. He's over as can be. And then after the match, he called out Roman Reigns, and you mentioned a little while ago, you're like, oh, what happened on Raw? Did Obafemi come out, for Roman Reigns? And I said no, and you seem happy about that. Don't we want to see Obafemi versus Roman?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Roman just became a face. Let him enjoy that for a little bit. let Oba get like a few more titles under his belt, or a few more wins that aren't squash matches, essentially. And then definitely, yeah. Like I said, if/when, I have no problem with Femi like coming in and beating Roman Reigns and then becoming the new tribal chief. Like, I don't have it, because Femi's presentation so far has been very much grounded. It's been very much, I'm here to fight, I'm here to mess your shit up without like losing. They're doing a much better job with Femi than they did with Apollo Crews. And so that transition of tribal chief in terms of the name, I'm 100% down to call him the tribal chief. Like, if he beats Roman, and that's coming from, like I said, a Roman Reigns fan. Like, I am down.
Yeah, and you're right, dude. I don't want to see it that soon either, because Roman Reigns just won the championship too. So if you put him up against Obafemi right away, it kind of loses that believability that, oh, Obafemi might actually beat Roman. Like, no one really believes that, right?
He could, though. He could do it. They could do it. What I was thinking was they could do what they did with Cody. Throw Oba against Reigns, let Reigns like knock him down a peg, and then let Oba just go on a tear after. I'm talking like he's running through people, just picking up championships as he goes, and then at some point he beats Reigns. But then power creep is a thing. I want to see how they handle this, because for Femi to beat Lesnar means, for all intents and purposes, Femi is that guy. He's on top right now. So it's going to be very interesting to see who beats him, who his first loss is going to be, and how they do his first loss. That's what I'm really interested in.
Yeah. All right. Well, one more match that I have to get your opinion on, Dayo. We have to talk about the main event of WrestleMania Night 2. By the way, WrestleMania Night 2, I think it's clear it was a far superior show or night because of, the ladder match, and we also had the U.S. title match, which I thought, for what it was, I thought it was really good. We got a new U.S. champion out of that. But the main event, I think, of Night 2 was also a lot better than the main event of Night 1.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. And Roman Reigns became the new World Heavyweight Champion, which is interesting. Yeah, put your ones up for Roman. The World Heavyweight Championship is a workhorse title, as that's what we want to call it, which is the guy who defends it all the time. The guy who has that championship is on TV almost every week. Seth Rollins did it. CM Punk did it. Jey Uso did it. Gunther did it. But Roman Reigns is the World Heavyweight Champion now, who's not known to do that at all. But what did you think about the outcome and everything that we saw on Night 2, Dayo?
Okay, let me do a very quick recap of everything, because I think, yes, the beginning match and the last match were like the most important ones, but I think we have to just very quickly rush, because that ladder match, I have no notes. JD and Rusev MVPs, by the way, easily. Rhea and Jade was kind of missable. I don't really care about Rhea and Jade, because, I mean, there was interference at the end. Nobody gives a fuck. Sammy and Trick, like you said, for the most part, it was fine what it did. It did what it did. Nothing too crazy. I don't know if I personally would have put Trick over, but at the same time, like, if not now, then when? Reigns versus Punk was... Reigns versus Punk was... I don't know how to talk about Reigns versus Punk properly. This isn't me saying that it was the greatest match of all time. No, it wasn't. But the presentation, the psychology, the storytelling was very good. I'm not surprised, because it's Roman Cinema Reigns and it's CM Punk. But at the same time, what I thought we were going to get and what we got was completely different. There were no interferences. I don't think there was any there was no referee shenanigans. They went in there and they just beat the hell out of each other. The only issue that I have with that match is that point where Roman hits CM Punk with the steel steps, because I'm like, that's a blatant disqualification, dog. They put over, they're like, oh, referee leniency, blah 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 blah. No, that's a disqualification. I wish CM Punk had a chance to do the same back so that it balances out. So the referee is like, okay, I can't, like, fine, whatever. But regardless, I don't have any other notes. I really don't. That main event is what I wanted from Cody and Randy. That main event is what I wanted from Liv and Steph. That main event is a lot of matches, I think, could have followed that blueprint. Because we're talking about a feud. We're talking about people that hate each other. We're talking about everything that's been said in the promo packages and the back and forth. They carried it out in the match. CM Punk saying that, oh, you can't do anything without your cousins. Roman Reigns beating without any interference. And so many other things like that where I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'm seeing, like, this is the full thing here. Even before that, if we're talking entrances, Reigns coming out and, you know, his usual, you had the person singing, you had the piano, gold piano, by the way. Nice touch. But he also had his ring gear was black and gold, which was like, okay, yeah, solid. But CM Punk, man, CM Punk's WrestleMania package before he even came out was some main event shit. I'm not gonna lie. AEW already did it, but you know, this was I think on the same level as what AEW did. And the fact that he came out to no music, just soaked it in for a little bit, and then started his entrance, I was like, nah, this is a main event situation, brother. This right here, this is main event shit right here. So, yeah, enough glaze. Like, Roman got his shots in, Punk got his shots in. They went to war. And they did it without weapons. There was no unsanctioned match. They tore the whole side of the ring apart. They put it all out there in the ring, like to the point where, like, oh, it was so good. CM Punk just collapsing so many times. And it makes sense because Roman Reigns is stronger than him. And Roman Reigns has that kind of gas where he can just be, he's just looking to wall up you. The guillotine's coming into play. Oh, man. I have nothing bad to say about that match, honestly. I don't. And this isn't just because it's Roman Reigns. It's because that was just a good match. Like, honestly. And that's, yeah.
Yeah, dude. No, you're right on point, man. You hit it right on the head with that one, dude. This did feel like a battle. I mean, like a war, you know. And I was actually watching it with my daughter, who she doesn't really like to watch wrestling with me, but she was watching it with me that day, and she said it was the most rage-baited match ever. I'm not sure what that means, but I guess that's what young folks say nowadays. Can you help me decipher that?
Why would you say it's rage-baiting?
I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Was it rage bait? I think that's the term.
Is your daughter a CM Punk fan?
She's a Roman fan, if anything.
Okay, so then why would I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Sure. Neither did I. But
I'm not sure. Contextually, like, maybe because of all the near falls. Maybe because of all the near falls.
Maybe. Like, I just pretended like I knew what she was talking about because I was trying to be cool, you know. But nah, yeah, dude. It was a lovely main event. And we saw some of the fallout on Monday Night Raw too. But I'm not gonna spoil that for you, Dayo. You're just gonna have to watch that.
I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. If you see a DM from me in about 45 minutes, you'll know why.
Oh yeah, I want to hear about that, dude. I want to hear about that. But yeah, that was WrestleMania weekend. I just had to get your thoughts on WrestleMania overall, Dayo. So, yeah, thanks for coming back, dude. I really appreciate it. You have to send me your PO box or something, dude, so I can send you some merch. Dog, we gotta hook you up, bro.
I got you. I'll send it over.
Let's do that, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the WrestleMania review with myself. My name is Edgar and Dayo Adebola, aka the BlackLooneyToon. I can talk wrestling all day with you, bro.
Same.
So yeah, man. Until next time, we'll see you really, really soon. I'm gonna be hitting you up a lot for these things, if that's cool.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. All we have to do is figure out that time difference, and then we're golden.
Fuck, I know. Well, we'll see you guys on the next one. Be sure to follow and leave the star ratings and the reviews. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you soon.